Manchester United were saved by the bell against Everton, and the United Twins need to speak about it.
Hey, ready up.
Good or bad, it's a must. Preparations keep pre-match leave a fuss. When the whistle blows, stipulations in the field like a wrestling match. Target, lock them up. Progress on the opposite, believe in divine time. 3H is my time. Load them up with a pinpoint aimed at two-man step for boots in the field is prime time. We are fit anywhere, specialist ballers. Touch every 4-4 corners. Open clear set piece with delivering trauma. It's like a TV drama, cover every genre. I rush sure for the next team. You say they're hot on Marga, left and right. 2 C's up top for the win. Us twins leave dust on the CB's armor.
Blessings to everybody inside, including yourself, Cappy. Everton 2, Manchester United 2. And what else can we say that you don't already know? I was going into this game fearing the absolute worst, knowing that Everton were going to be physically aggressive, looking to force us into making mistakes in possession of the ball, and that was a part of our downfall, especially in that horrid first half. One of the most disgraceful performances all season long for that first 45, and there have been some duds. We can focus in on the technical aspects all we want to, but today was more so about application and a lack of discipline. Not wanting to run those extra yards or win the 50-50 challenges to gain those small advantages that you need in games where you're going against an informed side with the crowd right behind them.
Exactly.
The only thing I could really appreciate in the first half was Patrick Dorgu's intent to hastily get down that left wing and actually put crosses into the area, or at least attempt. That's what you want to see from a wing back, and even though the success rate of those crosses and everybody else's were far from the standard expected, that was the negative. I believe in the first half, we had a 17% success rate. But even with that being said, you have to show intent to be rewarded. With practice and a tactical understanding, that quality should eventually come. And even then, that's just wishful thinking.
The 2 goals we conceded, I mean, my goodness. It had been coming. First through their man of the moment, Beto, after we continuously failed to deal with a corner kick. Initially, Diogo Dalot looked as if he never expected the ball to fall to his feet or whatever you want to call it. So he reacted too late, and it literally was a game of mid-air pinball before the ball was headed into the path of Beto and he hit into the ground past Onana before he even knew it. Good finish. The second was our defensive line getting caught out in a high position after an attack down the other end. Beto squares it into the area, and eventually, after Onana saves the initial strike from Jack Harrison, I believe, Doucouré soars in and beats both Andre Onana and most importantly Harry Maguire to the ball. Neither of them reacted quick enough. Maguire certainly wasn't aware of the rear end danger. Headed in and distastefully punished. Everything, and I mean everything, was sweet for the Toffees, whereas United continued their run of poor first half performances, not being able to match or better their opponents when physical conditions are usually at its highest of levels.
Cappy, you make a good point there, because ultimately, I'm sure the point will be valuable to a certain extent. I mean, hear myself talking, man. And the final, I'd say 20 plus minutes, included adding time, showcased a shift in intensity and poise, especially after Bruno's clever free kick, finding that gap between Idrissa Gueye and Doucouré to finish. But the question continues to be why this United team cannot apply themselves from the very beginning, or at least find a way to settle sooner. Bruno post-match spoke about having to stick to the plan, but the plan means nothing when in the face of adversity, when under pressure to perform, you fail to recite those crucial instructions. Even the basic fundamentals get thrown out of the window. You can't tell me that's anywhere near acceptable when history repeats itself on a game-by-game basis.
Manuel Ugarte returned to the team and delivered the all-important equaliser before United upped the ante even more in the search for a sharp dagger into the stomachs of an Everton team, home crowd, and manager who felt extremely dissatisfied with the conclusion of today's result, because it may have been very different for both outfits if VAR didn't decide to overturn Everton's late penalty as Ashley Young appeared to get pulled down ever so slightly. Or at least that's how it looked at first.
I crashed out as soon as it was given.
I know. I just shook my head in shame. I don't think I had the capacity to do anything else. It seemed like De Ligt and Maguire were involved at different stages of the incident, with Young appearing to leap to the ground after Maguire's deft touch. It was a tough one to judge in the moment with the angles that were dealt to us on live television. So I'll leave it at that. But did anyone watching perhaps feel like the penalty should have stood? I'm not complaining too tough anyway, because that's exactly what we didn't need.
So we did find a way to get back into the game once again, but overall it was a dissatisfying performance. Sorry, I wouldn't even insert that much credit in the bank.
Nope.
Looking forward, a midweek encounter against fellow relegation battlers Ipswich Town will consume our Wednesday night this week coming, followed soon after by a return to FA Cup action as we host Fulham in the 5th round. 22s, are you exhausted? I know I am. But just before you decide to take a breather, let us know in the comments how you felt about the game. United's Jekyll and Hyde-like performances once again, and even from an Everton perspective, if you come across this video, share your thoughts. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to CM22. Share to your friends and your frenemies. That's how we grow at the end of the day. Until the next time, we'll see you lots in a bit.
School wars where the rope get tugging. Protect your luggage. Away days get wild when you can't just dance that storage. Heathrow airport cold. Jaws get stiff under pressure if it's still like gum.